Today we'll take you to a rice shop on Taipei's Dihua Street. Built in 1923, the shop turned 100 this year and is currently run by its fifth-generation owner.
The store recently underwent a makeover and is now an award-winning retail space. In order to attract new customers, it even partnered with a costume rental shop to allow patrons to wear qipaos and tour its historic facilities.
Our reporter Stephany Yang spoke to the Yeh family, who find out how they plan to revitalize the family store while retaining its history.
Well, right now we are standing in the rice milling room. This place used to be the Yeh Yen-ting Rice Story Museum, like a rice milling factory since 1923.
At first glance, it's hard to believe this space is actually a century-old rice mill shop. In order to attract a new generation of visitors, the fifth-generation owner of the store, Yeh Yen-ting, partnered with a costume rental shop to allow patrons to rent qipaos and tour its historic shop. Visitors can learn about Taiwanese rice culture and rice farming. The shop is also holding exhibitions to help visitors understand its 100-year history.
So why we need those kind of milling machine? Since like 1923, in Dadaocheng, we purchased like a lot of like rice from the middle of Taiwan and south of Taiwan, and they will use like two kinds of transportation. One is like the railway, and another way is we through the Danshui River, the ship, the transportation to Dadaocheng. And the first process, they will do the drying all the rice grain, the first step. And the second step, after the dry the rice grain, and they will send to the rice milling shop factory. That's why the Yeh Yen-ting Museum, the factory used to do those kind of business.
很开心，在这边我们要提供的是改良的西式的民国初期的旗袍。
We're very happy to provide a modified Western-style qipao from the early years of the ROC. We also allow all visitors to experience the Japanese yukata experience. We want to provide the summer kimono experience because the history of Dadaocheng can be traced back to the Japanese colonial period. Many local cultural relics are preserved here.
In the past, the northern section of Dihua Street was an important town for selling rice and daily necessities in Taipei. The Sunrise Yeh Yen-ting is a family-run rice mill that was founded by the Yeh family in 1923. In addition to being a rice milling shop, it was also the residence for the owners, as well as a traditional Chinese medicine store. Back then, more than 60 people lived here. The century-old rice mill shop is now run by the family's fifth-generation owner, Yeh Yen-ting, and has been transformed into a museum. Yeh says running the family business is not that easy.
I think the difficulty is how we market this place, and how we collect those kind of material, like history materials, from the Yeh's families, or we do the some of the documentation research from libraries, and the most important thing is how to run the museum with break evens, and we need to think about where the income that comes from. So right now we just cooperate with a lot of schools, and they do the educations, and also we will promote our kind of a course, teach everybody how to do the rice, some of the course. Choose some kinds of food materials in the Dadaocheng, this one is shrimp.
Hoping to tell the stories of rice milling factories in the early days of Taipei's Dadaocheng area, Yeh hired designers to renovate the space in a bid to draw in visitors. The architects designed wooden trusses that can stand on their own. The team is also constantly developing new innovative products to cater to its patrons, he said.
We use the rice materials. We produce some of crackers, like rice crackers. For the people, they will know how to do for the rice crackers. We try to do the education, since in Dadaocheng there's a lot of like elementary schools, or there's a lot of the school will come to this place and try to know the history of the rice milling industry in Dadaocheng.
Besides a rice tour, you can also come to the second floor and play on this self-playing piano that is 103 years old.
Piano is useful one of the collection from there's a very famous like American music musician they call the Wizard of Oz。但是这个讲其实非常不容易，因为其实这个台北市有非常多的这个米谷的。
The Yeh family hopes that their historical space can be preserved and reused. They also hope to tell the stories of their ancestors so that everyone can learn more about the golden age of the rice trade in Dihua Street. FTV reporter Stephany Yang and Lu Bo-tong in Taipei.